L'ho beccata in discoteca con lo sguardo da serpente. Io mi sono avvicinato, lei già non capiva niente. L'ho guardata, m'ha guardato e mi sono scatenato. Fred Astaire al mio confronto era statico e imbranato. Le ho sparato un bacio in bocca, uno di quelli che schiocca sulla pista.
Hi guys, we were just listening to a song called quale, an Italian artist, Pino. This would be my third chapter. My name is Martin Raggio. My artistic name is Martin T. Raggio. I'm here to talk about life, my life, and try to help you grow in your life. Because I've learned so much in the last few years, and I really just want to give it back to you guys. How does that sound? This would be my third chapter of Vos and Everyone Else. And I am now a YouTuber. So, here we're going to talk about life and ways life works. So I'm going to grab myself a coffee I have right here. And we're going to start talking about a bit what I've been doing lately. A bit of communication, contacts, interaction. You as a human being should always be interacting. You should always try to meet one new person a day if you can. If you have an 8-hour job and you don't have time in the office, at least online. Instagram, there's so many different ways to be able to connect with somebody new every day. Why? You will never know. It doesn't have to be a thing of giving something back. I'm taking something, you take something. No, let's talk about contacts as a way of meeting new people. You never know what somebody can give you and what you can give that person. Because community is very important. I've learned that community is very important. Although you have to learn how to live by yourself and learn how to discover things by yourself. If you have a community your whole life, it's always beautiful to have, but you're never out of your zone, out of your comfort zone. So I learned through my years of traveling that I was able to travel to different parts of the world, where I would meet new people, I would be alone, I would eat alone, eating in a restaurant alone, learning how to be alone, and interacting with new people, going out to look for information. That was happening to me. I was lost there. I was lost. I've had moments where I got lost. I was alone, and moments I was completely wrapped around people that I do know. And what was this allowing me to do? What was this allowing me to do to help you out? Is that it gives you the moment to stop and breathe. Breathe in and breathe out. Learn how to take your time. Look at your food. Drink your coffee. Enjoy your moments, the present. But also at the same time being able to interact with people and learning how to interact with people. A hello is a hello. Hello, how you're doing, and that's a hello back. It's a wall. You have to learn that that is a wall. People on the other side are maybe not going through a very good mood, or are not willing to be friendly or friends with you. Maybe they had a bad day. I've always tried to meet a lot of people. I've always hanged out with a lot of people. I've always tried to meet people on the street, and I am a very friendly person. But in the few years, I've been also becoming a little bit more unfriendly and being a bit more introverted in a way to be able to be more in control of the people I meet. But I've always discovered that it's always better to interact with somebody, and if the other person doesn't want to interact, and you can tell and you can see how they are acting, you realize that it won't work. For example, when I do projects, I'll do it mainly on my side, that I used to go out and take lots of pictures of people, because I did this photo book that I was talking about last time. It's called Riverville, where I would travel around and take pictures of people, portraits, and I would go up to them and be like, hey, can I take a picture of you? Is that possible? Some would be like, oh, they would look at me, like, okay, that could work. I don't mind. What is it for? This girl came up to me once. She was like, what is it for? Is it for porno? Like anime porno? Because they thought I was in Europe. I was in Germany. And I was going to take a picture of this girl on a bench in Berlin. Near the Spree, I think. One of the main rivers on the Fluss. And I asked her to take a picture, if I could take a picture of her, and she said yes, of course. But there was one thing, that she wanted to make sure that I wouldn't send it to some web page or some website or something like that, because it looks like the Japanese use their, like, the FaceTime apps and stuff like that. They take a European face and they use an Asian body and they do porno with it. And I was like, wow. It's incredible. Well, there's some people that just don't want to get their picture taken. You should go out and go for it. I always say that you should go for it. You should go for everything that you want. Everything that you need, you should go for it. Because we need to lift up our attitude. We should be up here, always up here. We should point forward. For example, what I'm trying to do now, I'm pointing forward. I'm going forward. I'm trying to become what I am. You can listen to me, you cannot listen to me, I don't care. What I'm trying to do is build up Vos, show, all together. Everyone else is listening right now. Maybe, a little bit. And what I've discovered is that the way of learning to be alone and being with people, you discover that the communication and the interaction of people are very different, especially when you're looking for something from them and you're not looking for something. When you're present with a camera, they're already in a certain point where they don't like it, unless you're in a party or something like that, because I used to do parties. Oh God, I hated that. I'm never gonna do that ever again. I could do that. I could go back to taking photography of parties and weddings and stuff like that. But you know what it's like? For me, people are shit. People treat you like shit because they know that you work. You're a working class human being. You have a camera, so they can come up to you and be like, hey, come here, take a picture of me. They actually kicked me once. I used to work in a nightclub here in Buenos Aires. It's called Liquid in Santa Fe. Where they would come up to me and they'd be like, they would kick me. It was super crowded. I'm a bit shorter than everybody else, although in Latin America everybody's pretty short. But I'm around 5'10", I think, something like that. Maybe a bit shorter. Who knows? They'd kick me, and I was like, oh God, they would tug on my hair, and I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Because people want it. They want it, they crave something. When they crave something, when you have that demand, you should use it in your advantage. Something I never learned how to use. Something I'm learning now through life, through YouTube, that I'm actually trying to give back, because that's what I want at the end here. I've realized, and I've taught, I used to have a teacher. He wasn't a teacher, he was helping me out with an installation piece I was working on in 2015 for my thesis, because I studied here in Buenos Aires. Studied media and arts, or diseño, imagen, sonido. And he was a programmer, and we were working with this really cool pad, sensor pad. I discovered it from Freakstylers. It's a band from, I don't know, it's from the 2000s, I believe. It's still, I think they have another name, or they have two names. And they would work with sensors. They would work with a punch-up, those like dancing sensor ones, and you would dance and they would make music with it. And I was like, oh God, I want to do installation with that. And this guy could help me out. And this guy was also into YouTube. And this was 2015. We're talking about 7 years ago. Not even more. And now I'm doing the same thing he's doing, because he said the same thing that I'm saying now. YouTube and the internet has given me so much. Why can't I give it back? And what I can give to the internet now, that you can listen to it and maybe learn something or just laugh, I don't mind. It is my life. I've done stupid things in my life, and I've done smart things too. I hope this one is one. Discover different things, and really I'm up to helping you out with that, and that's why I'm really here, to interact, to grow in a way, to make you grow and say, okay, so if I meet somebody and I ask them for a photo, do they want the photo? How do they look when they look at the photo? They look at me kind of weird. Are they asking why? They're like, okay. If they're okay, it means 100% it's okay. You should be careful around you, because you never know what can happen in Latin America. But it's okay. And if they say maybe, why, you explain to them. You set up a little project. You open up a little portfolio that you might have. This will help out all the photographers or the people that are looking to make a creative project with other people, with other subjects. You go up to them and you say, hey, I got a portfolio of other images, and you can show it to them. You print them out, little papers like this. Little 4x5, I don't know, smaller papers. It has to be 10 by 15, these little cheap papers. You can print them out in your printer, or you can print it out somewhere, and you can have a few of them and you can show it to them, and they'll believe you a bit more. You can show them your Instagram, like I used to too. You can use your Instagram, you can use different social media to do it. And this will allow you to be able to talk to more people, and to randomly talk to people and grow and meet people. I've gotten really into more intimate meetings. I'm really into not a sexual way, but more of a intimate way of meeting your energies. That's my new project now. I've gotten really into the energies of people. That's what I'm looking for now. It's not easy to find, because each person has kind of the same vibes. People are looking to be different but the same. But each person has something different to them. Just like all my projects always have to do that people are a community, and each one is an individual too. And each one will react in different ways. You have to remember that. We all react in different ways, because we are created by some kind of being, or some kind of accident, I would say. We could be an accident, we could be a being, it could be anything. It could be thousands of beings. It could be we are just one of the species that has survived through history. I mean, what else can we be? We should go out and discover what we are. And you have to do that now, since after all this crazy 2000s, 2001, I had a shitty year, 2021. We all did. We were going through COVID, and it was horrible, and people didn't leave, and society has changed. I don't know where it's gonna go, where it's gonna end up, but I have a feeling it might help us out to be able to interact a bit more. I grew in COVID, for example. I realize certain things that I want and certain things that I don't want. For younger people, it's a bit more complicated because they can't go out there. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I want this to go to people that don't have my experience. That's why I'm doing this. I want to give it to you guys. I want you guys to learn, to see if you can grow. Have a style. Be clean. Try being a punk. Try being a hippie. I used to be a rolinga. I used to be a hippie. I used to be different things. I am now more... They told me I look like the guy from The Bear. That's how I dress up with the white t-shirt and everything. But it could be. And I just ask you guys to be a bit more clean, to have your own style, be clean, organized. Try to grow, because when they see you, they realize how you are. So it's always good to be in a good manner. It's always good to be a little bit overdressed. If you're overdressed, it's perfectly fine because it's nice. I mean, if it's really hot out like it is here in South America, it does become a bit complicated because I hate when it's really hot out. But the summer here in Buenos Aires this year has been pretty nice. Yeah, and it's also just a little bit of questioning of why, right? Everything is a why. Everything is why, when, how long will it take? Do we know how long everything will take? No, we don't. How long will everything evolve? How will everything grow? How does everything happen? Is everything an accident? No, everything is not an accident. Everything happens for a reason. And you have to work on it. Just like me. I'm now working on this. I'm working on this project. Why? Because I want to be able to get enough views and enough clicks to be able to be doing this every week and giving you guys more information. And so what you guys have to do is you guys have to sit down and think hard. Go somewhere, quiet room, where you can sit down and say, what do I want to do? It is a great question, and it's a question that we all have, because any human being has that question of, where are we going? What's the objective? What do I want? Do I want to have a family? Do I want to be a doctor? If you want to be a doctor, you have to study. If you want to be an entrepreneur and whatever, you can try. Most people don't make it, but we all try. And hopefully you find your little target, your little nicho, como decimos en español, like the little nest where you can grow and find your way that will allow you to become satisfied psychologically, satisfied financially, satisfied mentally, just satisfied. But we all know, like I was taught in Catholicism, is that tu culpa, tu gran culpa. It's always your fault, and it's always bam, boom, because I went to some fucking school that was all hitting each other, they were too extreme with everything. I still love them, and I still love the school that I went to, and I still love the people I went with. Now, the idea of the whole thing is different because it's just a little bit too much. I'm still a bit conservative in a way because I'm happy that I am. But I'm still free to explore other worlds, and that's what I love the most. And if it's a world that I don't want to discover, I say no. So, I hope you like this show, Vos and everybody else. This is my 3rd chapter. I hope you can subscribe down the bottom. And you can keep on listening to me next week. Have a good day, you guys. Enjoy.
E poi, che idea.